I'm Ben.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Ben and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, and y'all shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes,
dear
dear listener. All right.
DJ Ben is up with another amazing metal stream for us.
Yeah, we just got... Listen, if you want to hear, I usually don't do this. If you want to hear a crazy solo, go listen. Actually, the whole song. It's called "Ram It Down" by Judas Priest. I'm telling you. Check it out. And then
don't hesitate.
You're not that solo. I'm telling you. If your mind is not blown by that solo, then I don't know.
Check your pulse.
I don't know.
Start there.
All right. Here we go. Song number 5 is Iron Maiden, The Final Frontier from the 2010 will always hold a special place in my heart. My heart is DJ Ben's heart. Always held a special place in my heart as it was the first Maiden album I had the pleasure to buy and date on release. The last 2 songs of our stream are from that album. The first one is called El Dorado. El Dorado.
Iron Maiden, El Dorado. Y'all, we're about to check it out. So both of them are from that same album?
Yeah.
Okay, that must have been cool to buy your first album, go in there on the date that it was getting released and be able to get it.
Go ahead.
I feel like that there is something missing when you don't have like something physical that you get when you buy something. Like getting everything digitally is cool because you get it so instantaneously, but I think that there's something about having something in your hands.
Look, man, when I got Follow the Leader, it completes the experience.
Yeah.
Like I do think part of the experience is missing, and like bands used to go crazy with like the designs and stuff inside of there. They used to put like hidden. It was just cool, man. It was just cool. I do think definitely there is something missing. Like if you're not, if you're not able to do that ritual of going and buying it and things like that, and like, opening it and smelling it, and oh man, like there's a lot that goes into it. But that. Yeah,
I wonder if like it would cost more for bands, but I wonder how people would react to. If you buy a digital copy, then in the mail you're going to get like at least the pamphlet that used to come inside the CD that had the songs written down. Like, so you had something physical, like something coming to the people. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, you're always,
but I think that
you're always trying to do stuff for the people. It's over. It's over.
No. Okay.
Iron Maiden, El Dorado.
Let's do it.
Do it, people. Every city is gold. emotional.
Gotta tell you a story on a cold winter's night. You'll be sailing for glory before you know what is right. So come over here now. I got a vision for you. It's my personal snake oil. It's just something I do. I'm the jester with no tears, and I'm preying on your fears. I'm a trickster smiling underneath this mask of love and death. The eternal lie I've told about the pyramids of gold. I've got you hooked at every turn. Your money's left to burn. You'll be wanting a contract. You'll be waiting a while. I'd like to give you my contact, but that isn't my style. Well, you only get one chance, and it's too good to miss. If I didn't lie to ya, then I wouldn't exist. Greed, lust, and envy, pride. It's the same old way. The smoke and mirrors, visions that you see are just like me. I'm a clever banker's face with just a little out of place. I know someone just like you know someone just like me. How the world will come and play. How the world will step this way. Take a ticket for the ride. How the world will streets of gold. See the ship is over, so you've got one last chance to try.
That's us riding the horses, bitch. That's us riding them steeds, bitch.
Yeah.
So gone is the glory, and gone is the gold. Well, if you need a story, how come it has to be told? Well, you could say I'm a devil, and I wouldn't say no. But out here on the dark side, hey, I'm gonna show. So no matter
shout out to President Biden for being a pal,
We appreciate the like.
giving us a like. Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay, so first of all, Iron Maiden, one of the things that they do very well is they tell stories very well. And like that, I always respect because that's something that Biggie did as a rapper that I think really set him apart from everybody else. Like big storytelling was insane. Like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I showed you that one with the Arizona Ron. You know, like unbelievable story. Big to me was the best storyteller in music. Period. I just think like rap is a genre that lends itself to really being able to get in there and dig and tell a story. You know what I'm saying? But Iron Maiden's right there. But the thing that's different about big storytelling and Iron Maiden storytelling is that big storytelling is like a lot of the times he's a narrator.
Yes. Yep.
But in this song, like this guy's not a narrator; he's a character in the story, and he's basically a bad guy. Which, of course, everybody likes to play the bad guy. But gotta tell you a story. What are you thinking?
You said, of course, everybody likes to play the bad guy. I just thought it was a funny thing to say because I don't know if that's true. But,
Well, like if there was like a role, like in a play, like
yeah.
and there was an angel, but then there was like a mischievous like character who was fucking everything up. Like
Yeah, it'd be more
you'd
fun to play
rather
the
be
bad
that
one.
person than the angel,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Like
true, yeah.
stop telling everybody. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like you're one of those people that volunteered to be a hall monitor when you were in class. So I mean, who knows?
I didn't volunteer to be a hall monitor. They asked me to be an RA in the dorm.
What's an RA? What is that?
That's
Basically,
basically a hall monitor
Okay.
on the floor. Yeah.
All right.
Please.
So
I thought that was a privilege. Now I look back and I'm like, oh,
I
they saw
was-
me as that type of person.
I was never
Oh,
asked to
okay.
do that.
I am sure you weren't. that was a rule
That you and
follower.
your buddy Dan. Shout out to DC.
He got it too?
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually was pretty fun because me and my two best friends were all the RAs in the whole building. So we
Okay.
had each floor. And so then when we had to do the meetings, and it was actually, I look back and it's very embarrassing to think about it, but they had meetings where you basically went and just shit talked everybody on the floor. Like you had to report every rule
had to
that wasn't
rat on all your
followed.
friends?
Yeah. It was not that's
Look at
very
Dwayne.
cringy now.
Dwayne is putting Tupac lyrically above Biggie.
Wait,
Stop
lyrically or emotionally you like him?
Stop it.
Or-
Stop. I'm a better rapper than Tupac. Good Lord. All right.
You are a good rapper.
Gotta tell you a story on a cold winter night. You'll be sailing for glory before you know what is right. So come over here now. I got a vision for you. It's my personal snake oil. It's just something I do. See, snake oil,
Yeah. Tell me about this snake oil.
well, it just means that you're...
smooth operator, slicking, getting
well,
in.
it's like snake oil is like this idea that you take this thing and it's a cure-all. You know, like you go to a carnival or something like that, and the guy's like, "Hey, I've got
Black
this
seed
rare,
oil, basically.
Well, only black seed oil is actually proven to have these benefits and things of that nature.
Oh,
But
these don't have any. Oh, this is just crap.
no,
they're
it's
selling
just. I mean, that's why it's called snake oil because, like, you
you.
know.
Oh no. Okay.
But like fish oil is real. I was just watching Rhonda Patrick, and she said aside from magnesium,
Yeah.
the most under absorbed whatever is omega-3s that we mostly get from fish,
Yeah.
which is where the fish oil stuff comes from.
Yeah.
Take your fish oil, dear listener. But like, so there are oils that are good, like MCT oil, medium chain triglycerides. Those are good. I take those every day. Black seed oil is great. Fish oil is great. I take 3 oils a day on a
Yeah,
daily
it's
basis.
true. Yeah.
But snake oil, no.
He's looking younger by the day. Who are you?
Who are you? Yeah. So she combined that with the
With the planks, it's over with.
No. The what do you call it? The collagen. Did you put collagen in my coffee today? By the way, no, you
No,
didn't. You failed me for the last
I did.
time.
I failed you.
Yeah. So now he's introducing himself as a character, and the particular hook is gonna be money because you're looking for glory. Because look, it says, "On a cold winter's night, you'll be sailing for glory before you know what is right." Come over here now. I got a vision for you. It's my personal snake oil. It's just something to do. There it is right there. I'm the jester with no tears. I'm playing on your fears. I'm a trickster smiling underneath this mask of love and death. The eternal lie I've told about the pyramids of gold. I've got you hooked at every turn. Your money's left to burn. So right there, El Dorado, according to what the folks are saying, is like the conquistadors had this idea that there was this entire city of gold and it was made of gold. And so, like, we're going to go over there to South America and get El Dorado and steal all their resources and shit. Of course, there was no golden city of El Dorado, but they did go over there and kill a bunch of people and take all their shit. So it basically resulted
still.
in, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so, like, I think they're using that as a device to talk about people having these desires for exorbitant amounts of money, and then the things that they'll do to get there, and how you compromise yourself and all the rest of it over having exorbitant wages. And so that's why he says, I'm the jester with no tears. And then there's a line that he said that I thought was really, really brilliant. He says, I know someone just like you knows someone just like me. That's a good line, man.
Yeah.
That's a good line. You know, they say like a sucker's born every day.
Yep.
But like the Bible says that. He says those who pursued many riches pierced themselves with many grief. That's what the scripture says. It's like people who want to get rich and like, you know, make their lives the best of everything and all that. You end up piercing your. Well, I mean, one is like you end up doing things to people that you normally would not have done because you're trying to get that money. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, it's a pretty grievous thing to do, and yet like we're in a climate right now where there's a lot of folks getting pressed, man. Yeah. Like it's easy for people to say, oh, you know, don't go after riches. And then at the same time, you got people getting pressed. So this guy is, you know, incarnating is that like the lust for gold and a lust for power. And it's a mythology because there is no El Dorado. And a lot of people, especially like successful musicians, they don't understand that. And I try to explain this to people, like certain areas in the world where you live and the amount of capital that you have, they look at you as filthy rich.
Yep.
But your experience, you don't feel like a rich person because everybody around you is rich according to those standards, mm-hmm. right? And so, like, if let's say you were living a $40,000 lifestyle, right? And then somehow you win the lottery, now you're living a $10 million lifestyle. And then you have kids. Those kids are not going to think they have a $10 million lifestyle. Nope. Yeah. Those kids are going to think they have a normal, regular lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to be impressed with anything they have. So it's a real... It's something that you really have to think through. Like, mm-hmm. how am I going to use my money? What is going to make me happy with the money that I'm using? Those types of things. You have to have those calculations. Like, you know, I was in a situation where I'm like, okay, I could do this with this capital, or I could do this with this capital for the family. And it's like, this is going to set my plan back X. But it's like, then you punch yourself in the face, right? Like, this is a no-brainer. Like, I'm doing this for the family in the first place. So, but if you don't have something to like really root you, mm-hmm. and if you don't really know what your values are before you come into the money or whatever, like you're gonna get in a lot of trouble, man. Mm-hmm. That's how people get untethered and start flying away and going crazy and all the rest of it is when they don't understand why they're making the money that they're making. Yeah. Yeah. Like you gotta have a why. You can't just be, I want to accumulate a bunch of resources and things like that. It's good that the more resources, it's better to have more resources than less resources, right? But you got to make sure that those things do not possess you. Yeah. Yeah.
I think gratefulness too is a really, really big thing. Like when you can be grateful for what you have, like it's life altering. And when you're ungrateful, there's no, like, for instance, if somebody is just running after money because they're unsatisfied with what they have and they think that money is going to be like that golden ticket that's going to give them everything that they want, you're chasing something you're going to never get because you can get all of that and still find yourself dissatisfied. And like one of our kids I bought 2 pairs of shoes, one for the older one, and then when I went to get shoes the second time, I got the wrong size for the younger one. So it didn't fit him. So he didn't understand that he didn't get the shoes because they were just the wrong size. So it took me a while to get the next pair. probably like a month before I got back around to the store to get the shoes. And I brought him his shoes, and he was like over the moon, Reza. So excited about his shoes. Those shoes are probably, 8 months old? Mm-hmm. To this day, if anybody out in public comments about his shoes, he stops real proud and looks at him and says, "My mommy bought me these shoes." Yeah. It's so cute. It steals my heart, but he's like still happy about those shoes because he's super grateful about them. And the opposite could have happened. He could have been grumbling and angry that he didn't have shoes because his brother had some. But instead, he was just like, okay, whatever, and just kind of, dealt with whatever he had. And then when he got them, he was just, gratefulness is probably one of the sweetest, most beautiful, what do you call that somebody can have? Virtues that somebody can have. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's really good. And we said at the beginning of the year, gratefulness is going to be the, what was it?
Walk by faith and not by sight. Well, a soft answer turns away wrath was last year.
Yeah. Last year, our family motto was a soft answer turns away wrath. That's in the Proverbs. And then this year we set the theme of we're going to gratefulness.
Gratefulness and walk by faith and not by sight. Well, maybe walk by faith and not by sight is my personal one. Yeah. Maybe I'm making that the family one, but definitely gratefulness for the family for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is good to see it. It's a good thing. A lot of like as a parent, you have a selfish motive to teach your kids gratefulness, right? Because the people that your kids are going to be most grateful to initially are going to be you because you get them everything. But
thank you.
But you have to come up with things that are going to psychologically defend them from the zeitgeist. And like I said, the capitalism question and all the rest of it is a lot more complex than either side wants it to be. But I know for a fact that my kids are going to be raised in an environment where it's never enough. It's never enough. Never enough. You got to have something else. You got to have something else. And so how do you protect people from that idea, from that ideology? Whether it's a phone, a computer, a car, there's always something else, and there's always something more the next year that you're supposed to buy. Mm-hmm. How do you protect them from that? And I do think gratefulness, teaching your kids gratefulness is a good work ethic is a good way to balance out how to make sure your kids are successful in a capitalist environment without getting completely deceived by the idea that things and the accumulation of material is going to equal happiness. I know I've seen a lot of people. I've seen enough people in places in austere environments that are very rough environments that don't have any of the accoutrements that Americans have. And then people are happy and they're absolutely struggling, and it's real. The struggle is real. But when the day is over and all that shit, they're together and you see them, they're happy, they enjoy each other's company, they have a very, very simple life, and they're good. And meanwhile, every third American is in some therapy thing, which is get the therapy, man. Mm-hmm. I was talking to somebody today. They were they were going back and forth with me. It's my family, so it is what it is. And this person was like, "Go see a therapist." And I said, "Yeah, for sure. For sure." But this is where we are as Americans. And then you got other people that are don't have the resources we have, that have figured it out. And I just think that's what happens. The advertisers and things of that nature, that they are. And I remember when I was in corporate America and I was in one of those boiler room situations, we were trained on how to create the need. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you make most of your sales. If you can convince somebody that they need or that they want this thing, you're going to get the sale, And so I learned all that stuff when I was coming of age into the corporate world, and a lot of that created a lot of my mindset on things. It's one of the things that really soured me to a lot of the holidays and other things as far as the financial side of the holidays. I was oh, this is just all need creation. Oh, it's Thanksgiving, I need to buy this. Oh, it's Christmas, you need to buy this. It's oh, you're just creating all these different needs that then get solved by parting with my capital or getting myself into debt. So that you're like, this shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fear of missing out. Of course.
Yep.
Well, we actually talked about if Paul were dead or not, and if the moon landing was a hoax. Yeah. I'm actually gonna shoot it. I'm gonna have like a fireside where I'm not gonna do any reviews. I'm just gonna talk about like the moon landing or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I just want to see people's best shot. Because like when we were having the conversation, like it was kind of off the cuff. Mm-hmm. So I want to be like, in 2 or 3 days, I'm going to be talking about the moon.
Yeah.
Give me your best evidence that we actually landed on the moon.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a very interesting discussion in epistemology.
Yeah.
There's a reason why companies do not advertise to people over 40, because they know by then they're full of shit. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think that there's probably a lot of truth to that.
You're probably right.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. And so like the song El Dorado was pretty crazy. And it's also like, it's interesting because this guy by this time is a multimillionaire, very famous person.
Yeah.
And so there's a sense in which you could say, easy for you to say, Mr. Iron Maiden guy. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you could also say he might have seen like the fallout of this thing. Like, because a lot of these guys especially in our metal subculture, didn't make it out of their 20s.
Jeez. Yeah.
They either off themselves on purpose, or they were so drug addled that they unalived themselves on accident. But either way, they did not go out in a happy situation. Hey, you and Miss Mud, you guys are going to start a new movement. I don't think we landed on the moon. So you're with her. You don't think we landed on the moon?
I really don't. At this point, I need to be convinced that we did, because I really don't. I don't think so. There was motive for why we didn't. There's other evidences. I mean, I know. I mean, I'd like to relook at some of my information that I saw, because sometimes when you see it a second time, but I mean, there's just, since the beginning, since the very first time I saw any of the footage from that moon landing, I remember saying, "Whoa, that looks like a set." I said that out loud. I said, that looks like something we'd see on TV.
All right. Well,
but everybody was like, well, I mean, they were trying to make it look like the moon.
Victor Bradshaw says he wonders where the moon rocks came from, though, if that's the case.
I mean, for me, that doesn't mean anything again, because first of all, I didn't test the moon rocks, so I don't know. I mean, the moon rocks...
parking lot outside of the set where they shot the moon
literally,
landing.
They could have created those in a friggin' lab. They could have pulled those out of the ocean. Like, I don't know where they got these things they're calling our moon rocks, but if they're telling us that they did a live stream from the fucking moon, get the fuck out of here. Not in 1960.
I have a problem. With that too.
We're struggling in 2024. Right here on the same planet as y'all. You saw what happened.
You live streamed from the moon in 1969.
I didn't know that was the story they were trying to tell us. I thought that when they returned, they brought the footage back.
Miss Mudd said, if we really landed on the moon, there'd be at least a Super Walmart and 6 Starbucks up there by now.
Yeah, at minimum.
Hell yeah. And we would have been doing like regular trips to that motherfucker too.
We only did it once, and we conveniently did it before the Soviets. There was a race and we won, and we put out the video. I feel like that all that was just to show them that I think it was, come on. Yeah, Skylar, I am. I'm not going to believe everything I hear. You know what I did?
The only thing that's really fascinating to me is that I thought we were supposed to question everything. I thought we were supposed to be skeptical.
Only when it comes to church and religion.
But yeah, it's weird. Like, then you question something like this, and they're like, "Oh, you're one of those people." It's like, well, wait a second. So we're only supposed to question religion. I got it. Okay. All right.
Oh, we're only supposed to question what you question.
Right. All right. What did you give that song?
Oh boy. 8.7.
You gave this song an 8.7.
I did. You know, I've not really ever.
This is Iron Maiden.
Okay, I'm not gonna. I've not been a big Iron Maiden fan this entire time. I don't think.
You're the worst.
I don't really think that they're my. Go ahead. What are you giving it?
Oh, this had at least a 9.5.
9.5. How do we feel about the flat Earth? The moon.
Well, I think the curvature of the Earth is self-evident.
Yeah, I feel like that too. I mean, I look up and I'm seeing the dome.
Pythagoras knew that. Like.
And also, there's
I
pilots.
don't see a correlation between flat Earth and the moon landing. Like, moon landing requires 100% faith.
Yeah.
Because we weren't alive. So, in order for the moon landing to be true, we have to have 100% faith. Because we don't have... Our government's not giving us any evidence, right? So, we have to believe that those clips, those little 30-second clips that we all saw were absolutely true. And then we have to believe that our government's narrative about it was absolutely true. It's 100% faith. And, you know, I don't know. But we'll talk about that another time. This is a 9.5. Okay, what did you give it?
I already gave it a score.
All right, we got one more song. It's so fascinating how emotional people get also about the moon landing.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah, why is it?
Okay, Middle, I know that you watched it, right? But how do you know that you were actually seeing a broadcast from the moon and not something in... it's a genuine question.
Yeah, Middle, that's the whole...
How do you know it wasn't some recording studio in Los Angeles, California? And like, how do you know?
I mean, so they did. That is the story that they told us. They were live streaming from the moon. I'm sorry. It's laughable to me. Like, I understand you guys are looking at me like I'm crazy for saying we might not have landed over there, but it sounds absolutely outlandish to me that in 1960, weren't you still in black and white TVs?
69. I think it was 69.
Okay, 1960s. So, okay, so 1969.
Well, yeah, black and white TVs, but we had to check the live stream all the way from the fucking moon. I don't know, guys. I don't know. All I'm saying is I don't know. And the people I have to believe our government. Right. You're essentially saying I should have complete faith in the government's narrative about an issue. And I'm sorry. I've had myself personal experiences that make me
a little
skeptical about any fucking government narrative in the last 100 years, honestly. Well, again, how do we know Kennedy got smoked? I'm sorry, but that's not as difficult to me because we never saw him again, right? We never saw him again. Whereas with the moon, we never went there again. Like, it literally went in the opposite direction. Like, if somebody says Kennedy got smoked and we didn't see the Magruder film where you see his head explode and all the rest of it, and then 5 months later, Kennedy's up there making a speech, and I'll say, okay.
Yeah.
But
this?
What am I supposed to use as evidence? I don't know.
This doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's been friggin' 50 years.
Now here. It's common for evangelicals to dismiss the moon landing in science in general.
We don't dismiss science. We're more up on science than you are.
No. We can do this in a logical way. All I'm saying, guys, is for me, I was alive when this happened. Yeah. If you have actual evidence about the moon landing, I'm sorry. I saw it on TV. Doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry. Okay? Our government had motivation to lie. It makes... And I support it, by the way. I support it. It psychologically got our country to where we needed to be, and we ultimately beat the Russians. Like... I'm good with that. I'm all the way good with that. And to me, honestly, that is a better story for American ingenuity than actually going to the moon.
Oh, that we were able to...
Yeah. Yeah, in my mind, us doing that, like that to me, like, but I'm sorry, man, like, you just, look, if you're our age and you believe in the moon landing, that is 100% faith. That's 100% faith. And that's okay, but I need a little bit more.
Yeah,
I need a little bit more.
I totally agree. I think it's a difficult one.
The only thing that's fascinating to me though is the lack of skepticism on this topic.
I know.
And the attempt to shame people for not having faith in a government narrative. Like, that's so odd to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe the government narrative because they lied to me about Iraq. They lied to me about Ukraine. They're lying about Israel right now. Like, they lie about everything. Like you're asking me to accept this thing, and I can't do it. And now people are trying to make you look weird for saying, our government lied to us a bunch of times. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I just don't, And the other thing that's interesting to me is why people are so committed to it. Like, why do you care if the government actually landed on the moon or not? Like, I don't see why that's important either. Like, why would that wouldn't be important to me?
Right. Well, these are all the questions that are going to come up in our live stream that we do on this topic. So come with your answers because we want to know.
Your government also had the motivation to get ahead technically. Yeah, than the Soviets. Sure. My thing is, the only thing that's weird to me, you have to admit, guys, is a lack of skepticism from everybody. That's like people are trying to, and then like they always bring up the flat Earth. I'm not saying you did that, Cecil, but they always bring up the flat Earth thing, and I'm like, you think that the moon language is equivalent to like the curvature of the Earth?
Yeah.
Like, we knew this for a long time. Like, if you look at Pythagoras, like, we knew that the Earth, we didn't know it was an oblong sphere, like what we would say now per se, but we all, that's like clear, proven, that's math. Like, you can mathematically demonstrate that. You cannot mathematically demonstrate that
we went to the moon.
To the moon?
Yeah.
So, like, even like that analogy to me is so odd. Like, I don't see how that works. Like, it's like comparing, like, I don't know, like, Harry Potter to natural selection or something. Like, what? Like, natural selection, we could see it.
I don't know if there's maybe a connection between, like, maybe the flat earthers are like, maybe they don't believe the moon landing either because, well, have you ever heard people say, well, we know that the Earth is a sphere because we went to the moon and we were able to look back and see it.
No, I've never heard of this. No. I mean,
I don't know.
This is just math. The curvature of the Earth, it's just math.
Yeah.
Like, this is not debatable.
Well, yeah, I know. We fly. We fly from one location to the other, and the pilot said that there has to be
like, it's not debate. This is math. That's what I'm saying. Like, those are to make those analogies to me are like indicates like, okay, we don't understand what's happening here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, air conditioning was evolved from the moon landing.
Yeah, remember people told us that you could see from a telescope, you could see the stuff we left on the moon?
Yeah.
But nobody proved that.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, I want to give people time.
Yeah.
Like, I'll make a commercial and shoot it, and people can come. Because, like, I don't have a problem with the moon landing. Like, it doesn't affect me in any way if we landed on the moon. If we landed on the moon, great. America, USA, great. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't, and we faked it, still,
America.
we're the best.
Yeah.
Like, we pulled off the greatest fucking hoax of all time. What?
It's true.
Either way, USA, that's all I care about.
You're right.
That's all I care about.
USA.
But it's very odd to me. Like, the question everything people and everything like that. Like, there's almost like this religious, like, hey,
maybe it messes with people's safety or fear. Like, we're dominating so much that we went to the moon. Maybe if we didn't actually do that, maybe it scares people more because it's like, okay, wait, we don't really have control over there. We didn't really stake the flag on a place farther. You know what I mean? Like, we're here, and maybe I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. We're gonna do the thing, and you guys will get to tell us what you think then, because we're not sure what's going on here.
Real question. Do you believe we landed on and studied the surface of Mars? I don't know. I know that there's a Mars rover, and I know there's a Mars rover, and he went over Mars and all the rest of it, but...
Oh, yeah. Remember we decided we talked about doing a series tonight?
Listen, when we have this fireside, people can call in.
Oh, yeah. We always do that when there's firesides. Yeah.
Come on video. Hell, if somebody says, here, Vin... Here's a blah, blah, blah observatory. They pointed at the moon. Here's the American flag. That would be it for me.
Yeah.
That would be it for me. That's all I need.
Some stuff.
Just give me an address of an observatory on the Earth. That'll be good enough for me. But you can't tell me you have a moon rock or you saw it on TV and that's proof. Yeah. Because you and I both know, look, if the government had the type of technology to live stream from the moon, then they had the technology to fake it, right? We have to agree with that, right?
The other thing,
if we had the technology to live stream in 1969 all the way from the fucking moon, then we had the tech to fake it.
Why are our boys still dying overseas because comms went down if we could send a live stream from the moon? You're telling me that the government has access to sending them to the moon and live streaming from there, but they can't get good enough equipment for the oil that they want so desperately?
I think
Answer that.
That's a good point.
They have motivation for why they would want to have excellent comms so they can get the shit that they want from over there. I don't believe it.
All right.
I don't believe it.
Telescope can resolve enough to see the flag on the moon.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking, Middle.
All right. Well, then if that's the case.
That's true, Dwayne. I recant then. We did go to the moon. Bugs Bunny went there.
All right. We got one more song for you guys. Iron Maiden. We will do the moon conversation later. Okay? Iron Maiden is up next. DJ Ben in this bitch.
Where's Ben? Did he disappear?
We shot. Nah. He just backed up because it's like, are you guys serious? This is insane. Commercial break. Back.